In David Talbot's Saturn myth, he expresses thought that every ancient sect points out something different, not only about our world, but about the solar system that surrounds us. According to all ancient accounts, the solar system was organized by forces operating inward from the great ring of the Saturnian sphere, and since the beginning of all things was under the control of Saturn. The most notable inference is that the first forms of worship were dedicated to him and his cataclysmic demise, starting with this symbol of the stone. The intrinsic nature of Saturn is synonymous with that spiritual rock which is the enduring foundation of the solar temple. The Celtic cross, the four rays of heaven, which would form into a squatter man in Saturn's cataclysmic demise. In the earlier symbolism of the foundation stone, there is no hint of solar associations, and the stone is not a spiritual rock, but the shining center around which the created earth congealed. The Egyptians knew this foundation stone as the Benben stone, the first piece of solid matter actually created by Atum in the primeval ocean was a stone, the Benben, and it had originated from a drop of the seed of Atum which fell into the primeval ocean. More precisely, one should say that Atum was the seed, and the seed was the Benben stone, the first thing to stabilize at the cosmic center. Thou, Atum, didst shine forth as Benben, recalls a pyramid text in connection with the first phases of creation. Atum, or Ra, is the great seed, and this aspect of the god is conveyed by the term Ben, from which the word Benben was produced. Ben signifies to beget, but the same word means to go round. The Benben is the steadfast seed stone which, turning round about, moved the wheel of the cosmos. From Atum, the Benben, flowed the four streams of life, demarcating the four quarters or corners of the cosmic dwelling. It is thus vital that Ben signifies corner, while the hieroglyphic sign for corner is, since the stone of foundation lay at the center, the corner of the Ben cannot have originally meant the corner of a square or rectangular edifice, even if later generations came to conceive it as such. Denoted is one of the four quarters converging on the central stone. This meaning is suggested by another sign, apt, signifying division of the holy abode. The sacred edifice is divided into four quarters or corners, defined by the angles of the Ben. Go to the streamings of the Nile, that is, the heavenly waters, and there you will find a stone that has a spirit, stated an old alchemical source. Clearly, the tradition refers to the foundation stone, the central source of the four streams radiating life to the inhabitants of the celestial kingdom. This quality of the central sun persists in Hebrew and Muslim imagery of Adam, the heaven man. The Nassenes esteemed Adam as the rock and cornerstone. The stone is indeed of supreme importance because it fulfills the function of Adam Kadmon as the capital stone, from which all the upper and lower hosts in the work of creation are brought into being. The Theosophic Zohar declares, "The world did not come into being until God took a certain stone, which is called the foundation stone, and cast it into the abyss, so that it held fast there, and from it the world was planted." This is the central point of the universe, and on this point stands the Holy of Holies. In the middle of the temple and constituting the floor of the Holy of Holies was a huge native rock which was adorned by Jewish legends with all the peculiar features of an omphalos, a navel of the earth. This rock, called in Hebrew Eben Shatiyah, the stone of foundation, was the first solid, i.e. stable, stationary thing created, and was placed by God amidst the as-yet boundless fluid of the primeval waters. Legend has it that just as the body of an embryo is built up in its mother's womb from the navel, so God built up the earth concentrically around this stone. Is this not the same account as that recorded by the Egyptians, who say that Atum, the masculine foundation stone, came to rest at the cosmic center, and that the created land, or earth, the womb of the mother goddess, congealed around the central god? Hebrew and Muslim traditions locate the foundation stone in the Paradise of Eden. The Arabic term for the stone is Es-Sakra, the rock. Thus, the Mosque of Omar, known as Kubat Es-Sakra, Dome of the Rock, bears on its western facade the inscription, "The Rock of the Temple from the Garden of Eden." The legends relate that the foundation stone conceals beneath it all the world's waters and winds. All sweet water comes from under the holy rock, notes Wensink. Thereafter it spreads over the earth. A Muslim text states that all rivers and clouds and vapors and winds come from under the holy rock in Jerusalem. This can only mean that the four rivers of Eden, which water the whole earth, have their origin in or under the foundation stone. Though the stone belongs to the center, it is, like the Egyptian benben, a cornerstone, for one reads in Isaiah, "Therefore thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I lay in Zion, i.e. Jerusalem, for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation." The center is the intersection of the four corners. That the foundation stone stood at the source of the four directional paths is the consistent theme in all of the ancient architectural plans from Europe to Southeast Asia. When the Roman augur marked out the four directions of the sacred city, he sat upon a stone, which denoted the center, the intersection of the north-south and east-west axes. One naturally thinks also of the lapis niger or black stone of the Roman Forum, signifying the center of the world. The map of ancient Ireland shows four provinces, Connaught, Ulster, Leinster, and Munster, surrounding the central province of Meath, the middle, where was situated the Isle na Mearchán, the stone of the divisions. This basic pattern occurs also in the original plan of Nimwegen in the Netherlands. At the intersection of the four streets of the world stood a great blue stone. A similar stone stood at the symbolic center of Leiden, from which four main streets radiated in four directions. At the center of the sacred Hindu dwelling, where the directional paths meet, stood the foundation stone, considered as the fixed point from which creation began. In Thailand, the foundation stone of the royal palace, lying at the intersection of the crossroads, was the cornerstone of the land. Nor can one ignore the identity of the foundation stone and the planet Saturn. Arabic thought often identifies the foundation stone of Eden, Jerusalem, with the sacred stone of the Kaaba in Mecca. Tradition says that Adam himself sat upon the Kaaba stone and that 40 years before Allah created the heavens and earth, the Kaaba was a dry spot floating on the water, and from it the world has been spread out. It is reported that in the pre-Islamic period, the statue of a god Hubal stood inside the Kaaba above the opening of a well. The well symbolized the central source of the world's waters, and Hubal was the planet Saturn. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, the ways by which we arrive at knowledge is hardly less wonderful than the discovery of these things themselves.